What life advice can just F off?
Pretty much anything about what age you have to be to like buy a house, have kids, get married, have a career or anything like that. Seriously, every person lives a different life than everyone else. Live your life the way that makes you happy. If you want. Up to you.
My auntie didn't know what she wanted to do, so she learned a trade, got a job that's nothing to do with that trade, left to join the army, left the army to go back to work, saved up enough to buy the company, and does what she learned for a trade on the side as a hobby. She still doesn't know what she wants to do with her life. She's 79.
Cheaters never prosper. Yes, they effing do.
From politicians to celebrities and beyond.
Telling people, it's all in your head.
Especially when someone's depressed. No poo, it's all in their head. Mental illness.
Live every day as if it's your last. No. That encourages people to keep up all kinds of terrible habits, cause YOLO.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Nope. Not true. Some things leave you permanently changed. And not always for the better. Yes, it is possible. And oftentimes a good thing. To try and find silver linings regarding crummy situations, but to completely ignore how something may hurt someone is absolutely foolish.
What doesn't kill you makes you wish it had. Ah, good. A smoking wreck. I feel so much stronger now. If only I'd had some of that strength before the catastrophe, maybe it wouldn't have been so effing catastrophic.
You're not married because you're too picky. So I'm supposed to settle just so I can be married? You better believe I'm going to be picky when it comes to the person I'm going to interconnect everything with for the rest of my life. In fact, I know more married people that are in unhappy marriages because they weren't picky enough. Better to be single than with the wrong person. Edit. Wow, this has turned into a great conversation. Based on all the upvotes, I obviously struck a chord. For some more context, whenever I've been given this advice, it has always been unsolicited and from a married person who started the conversation with, "So why aren't you married?" I never complain about the fact that I'm single and have never been married. I'm happy with my life and also open to the possibility of marriage if I meet someone where we are a good fit for each other. I also know that there's no such thing as a perfect person, and if I ever do get married, the relationship will take work and there will be ups and downs. The reason, in my opinion, this is life advice can just F off is that the advice giver is focused on the fact that somehow it is problem that I'm not married. Getting married with major underlying motivations of societal pressure and the desire to not be single is the wrong approach. I'll stick by my original statement, better to be single than with the wrong person.
Ignore the bullying and it will go away. Like WTF is that logic? If you are actively letting bullying happen to you, it will only get worse, in my experience.
I'll never forget in junior high there was this one kid who got approached by a bully for his lunch money in front of all of us. The kid looked the bully up and down and said, "Oh man, if you're broke you don't need to fight me for it, I'll just share my lunch with you. It's not your fault you're poor." The bully got all flustered trying to explain he wasn't asking for help. He was trying to bully the kid, but it sounded really stupid when you say it out loud. The other kid wasn't intimidated at all and only got more confident as his plan unfolded in front of everyone. Then the bully involuntarily turned red and it was over. People started giving pennies to the bully.
Never settle. Reach for the stars. Sometimes knowing your limits is a good thing. Otherwise you may refuse something good because you're trying to get something that'll never be possible.
There's a saying you might like. Don't let perfection be the enemy of progress.
Don't be depressed. There are other people doing worse than you. Thanks, I know that and try to help them sometimes. But that won't help my depression leave just because I compare myself to other people having a worse life than me.
I just saw a suggested response on another sub. If someone says, "Don't be depressed, there are people worse off than you," you can reply with, "Don't be happy, there are people much better off than you."
Do what you love, and its close cousin, follow your dreams. The best counter advice or aphorism I ever got was from a former boss. Work is work. If it were fun, they'd call it something else.
Find a job you don't hate that pays you well. Use that money to do what you actually love.
That's it. Anything involving the idea of soulmates can really set you up for a big fall.
Me and my friends have a theory. Sometimes you just come across people in your life that you have some sort of indescribable connection with. This is our definition of soulmates. We call them soul friends, and there's no limit of how many you can come across.
Do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. As though being told to do something doesn't kill the joy.
Greater than, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. 'Cause that field isn't hiring.
Just get over it. Most people would if they could.
I completely agree. My wife was RPD and molested when she was younger, maybe 20 years ago. Everyone tells her to get over it. It was so long ago. It is easier said than done. My wife goes to therapy and is a lot better mentally than she once was, but she still has her bad days. My job as a husband is to love her no matter what and to give her good memories to overshadow the bad ones.
Follow your dreams and you'll never work a day in your life. My version is, capitalizing on dreams can be the fastest method of turning them into nightmares.
In trying to make a career out of your hobby. Instead of a job that feels like a hobby, your hobby now feels like a job.
Kill 'em with kindness. F that. Sometimes a person needs to be told what's up.
I live in a condo complex and one of my neighbors is a total bitch. She's bullied more than one person into selling their unit and moving to get away from her. She tried bullying me at one point a few years ago and found out it wasn't possible. I'm not scared of her and I'm not one of those people who needs to be liked or who always tries to be kind. I've told her off, in front of others, a couple times. I kill that bitch with kindness every chance I get. For example, I'll be out with my dogs and she'll walk by with a couple of the women who she has turned into her little toadies and I will call out, "Good morning, Linda. Have a great day." And because others are present she feels compelled to respond politely. She effing hates it. And it makes my day.
Everything happens for a reason. Tell that to a mother who lost her son to a drunk driver. Edit. By this I mean, there was no point to the son dying. There is a cause, but no point.
When my mum was dying of cancer, my cousin sent me a quote that said, "Everything happens for a reason," but crossed out, and underneath it said, "Some things are just really, really poo and should never have happened." I prefer that sentiment.
Money doesn't bring happiness. Maybe not, but with it I can pursue the things that make me happy.
At least being rich means the threat of starving and being homeless is not one of the things making me unhappy.
Just think positive thoughts.
World is burning. This is fine. Never go to bed angry. When you're tired and cranky, that's not the best time to solve your problems. Get some sleep, clear your head, and talk about it in the morning, preferably after breakfast, so you're not hangry.
Halt reacting to an issue until you're not hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. It's good effing advice. Eat. Chill yourself out. Talk to a friend. Sleep. Then deal. But they're family. I didn't know being related stopped people from being ours. On the flip side, if we're family, why are you treating me like poo in the first place? Edit. How is this advice? Because I'm sure we've all been told at one point or another to forgive, apologize to an abusive family member, simply because we're related, as if that changes anything. Hope that clears it up.
I've been told, "But he's your dad," so many times. People are stunned when I respond with, "Then why doesn't anybody tell him that I'm his son?"
Any husband advice that means he just lays down and rots as long as it keeps his wife from whining. Happy life, happy wife. If you're right and she's wrong, she's right. Etc. F that advice so hard. Edit. A man needs to have enough respect for his wife and think very highly of her maturity to the point that he believes she can handle failure, rejection, being wrong, and the justified consequences of her actions and decisions. We hold our loved ones accountable so they can grow. Not doing this is enabling poor behavior.
Respond with, "Happy spouse, happy house." Happiness should go both ways.
Love your family no matter what. Nah mate, some people have families that are just cancer. Okay cool, I did not think this would blow up with such an overwhelming level of positive reinforcement. Thank you all for the comments, and the awards. My first gold too.
Not my line, but one I love, something like, "You've only got one family. But you also got only one appendix, and if that F-er's trying to kill you, you cut that poo out."
Any advice that attractive people give to ugly people on a regular basis. The customer is always right. I don't work retail or anything, but whenever I go shopping, I see a lot of customers verbally abusing store associates. It's terrible.
You can grow up and be whatever you want.
That going to college will guarantee you a high-paying job. I heard that poo all my childhood and it just absolutely is not always true.
Trade school degrees that are way cheaper can pay more and give you a better chance at a job. Wish someone would have told me this 15 years ago.
Respect your elders. F that. You're not entitled to my respect just because you're old. If someone expects me to treat them with respect, they should at least be respectful as well. Edit. Thanks for the awards.
Thank you for watching. We upload new videos every day, so be sure to come back for more fun. Please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed the video.